Hello and welcome back to Blackwood N Gauge Layout. It's actually been 2 months since my last update in March, but boy oh boy have I been busy over the last 2 months. I've been building scale scenes kits, Metcalf kits, and thrown in for good measure a scratch built a new road bridge. So this update is all about the station area, where we have 2 new bay platforms. The shops reappear on Blackwood Parade, and the abandoned Blackwood Victoria Station building makes an appearance. So let's crack on with the update. In the last update to the layout, this point that's in front of us here, I had moved that point back this way, and that was to allow for the 2 bay platforms that come off the point to be slightly longer than they were originally going to be. However, with me taking away Blackwood High Street and all the shops, it actually suddenly dawned on me that I could make the 2 bay platforms far better and rather have 2 relatively short bay platforms. I could put in 2 very long bay platforms, and that is actually what I have done. So Blackwood N Gauge Layout now does have a proper platform 1 and a proper platform 2. It's also allowed me to create the backstory to Blackwood N Gauge Layout. So what I'll do now is turn the camera around and we'll see just exactly what I've been doing in this small station area. So if we start at this end of the station, the first thing you can see are some station access steps, platform access steps. Those are from West Hill Wagon Works. Platform 1 and 2, as you can see, are much longer. They run right the way up to the other road bridge at the other end of the station. These platforms can both hold 6-car DMUs or 6-car EMUs, so they're far more useful. If I come right up to the very end of the station, you'll see there's a building there. That is supposed to be the derelict Blackwood Victoria Station, the original station, which I'll say more about in a minute. At the back we have got the shops have reappeared, but it's no longer Blackwood High Street, there's no road there, it's now Blackwood Parade. Some of the shops are completely rebuilt. The department store, which is now Alcock's department store, and the cinema next door, those are completely new build Metcalf kits. The 2 buildings that came from the high street before, they were too badly damaged along the bottom to be able to be used, because if you remember, the high street before sloped up a hill from the old road bridge here up to the main road along here. So the buildings, the base of all the buildings had to be altered to make the buildings sit perpendicular. So as I say, I've had to alter some of the buildings. The 5 buildings along the back there, they are from the original high street, and I was able to update, or not update, but fix the bases of these buildings to make them level. They have been raised up slightly. You will see there's some scale scenes pedestrian fencing there, so people don't fall off the footpath in front of the buildings onto the lower part of the parade. There are some steps there to allow people to go up. There is obviously a ratio covered footbridge that comes down from the high street to allow people access to the platforms. If I temporarily remove this building, you'll see I have taken away the roundabout that used to be here. There's no roundabout there. There is still some white lines to go onto the road, but you'll see that we've got footbridges that come down from the pavement down to allow access to the parade, and then they carry on down to give access onto the platforms. The retaining walls, if you remember in previous episodes, I was never happy with the retaining wall, but I now have a scale scenes low relief retaining wall, and it now actually looks the part. That is all fixed in. It has been modified because I've sat it on the platform itself, not behind the platform, so it needed to be cut down in size to make it the right height, but it still looks absolutely fine. And then there's yet more scale scenes kits. As you can see, there is another retaining type wall there. That's supposed to represent the original station wall of the original station, which was cut down when the station was expanded. But as you can see, I've swept it down from the overbridge there, and then it comes down, and it's just at the perfect height. It's just slightly higher than the top of a diesel locomotive. As I mentioned before, the backstory of Blackwood can now be told. So as I said, Blackwood Victoria Station, which was the station I showed you earlier, opened in 1895. It was only a two-platform station, and as probably some of you know, Blackwood is fictitious. It lies somewhere in the Scottish borders, not far from Carlisle. So in the original station, you could only travel from Blackwood into Carlisle, but as the town expanded, if people wanted to travel north, they had the clamour for some through platforms, hence the reason platforms 3, 4 and 5, 6 and 7 were built. But in the 1970s, British Rail rationalised the station again. Platform 7, and some of you who have followed this channel for a long time will remember there was a platform 7 roughly where that signal box is. It was taken away, and platform 6, which was an island platform, shared it with platform 5. The platform facing at platform 6 was cut back just to simply leave platform 5. There is, however, still a very, very tiny part of platform 6 still in existence. As you can see there, it couldn't be taken away because obviously the steelwork that helps support the new Blackwood station is obviously close to the edge, so that tiny bit of platform 6 has always survived. But that's the backstory of Blackwood. So what we have now is we have 2 big long bay platforms and 3 through platforms. The line in here, which I'm just pointing at, that originally had, in the old guise, had platform 2, which was really of no use because it was far too short. So that line was always designed as a goods avoiding line, and with platform 2 now taken away and put over as the bay platform, this line now is a true goods avoiding line. So that is what I've been doing for the past 8 weeks. It's all these scale scenes kits. Metcalf kits had to be built. Obviously I've scratch built the road bridge. Obviously had to build the ratio covered footbridge down, and also the old, as I say, the old Blackwood Victoria Station, which is another plastic kit, which again needs a lot of work done to it to make it look a bit more dilapidated. So a lot of work has been involved just in this one section of the layout, but I think you probably agree with me that it actually looks the part. It looks realistic. Still a lot more scenery work to be done. I have started along the back there with putting the ubiquitous sort of shrubbery that would grow out of the tops of some of these walls, etc. You'll also notice that, well, you probably won't notice until I show you in a minute's time, but these walls have been weathered. If I bring in a section of non-weathered wall, if I sit it like that, now that is how the kit looks before you weather it. All I've done to weather the kit is use some very cheap pastels and an artist's makeup brush. You brush on some blacks and browns until the random ashlar paper that is covering the card looks dirty. You can make it as dirty as you want. Once that's done, it is simply sprayed with Artist's Matte Varnish to seal everything in, and I think you'd agree it looks quite effective. There's still obviously a lot of work to be done to these two platforms. They are quite bare at the moment. I'm going to send away for some platform paraphernalia from West Hill Wagon Works. I would like to probably put some sort of a canopy on. I've tried the Metcalfe canopies, but the Metcalfe canopies don't actually look right sitting against the scale scenes retaining walls for some reason, so I'll need to come up with some other idea or simply leave the platforms open. As for the rest of this rebuild, which is round here, nothing's actually happened to it. It's in exactly the same state as it was 2 months ago, simply because I have been concentrating on the station area. So the next job will be to ballast these 2 tracks, and then as you can see, I've got a retaining wall here. This is not actually glued in at the moment. This looks as though this retaining wall is probably going to come up if I put in this other cut down section. It's probably going to come up to roughly where the old road bridge used to be. So that's probably a good point to bring it to, and then there'll probably have to be a new road bridge coming across the lines here. There's plenty of room for pillars to go in between these tracks. So, and then obviously the Blackwood Town will obviously carry on this part of the layout, and of course in its previous guise this bit of the layout was never ever finished. There was always the illusion of Blackwood Town, but it wasn't actually there, so hopefully this time I can actually build it. But that is the update. That's what I've been doing for the past 2 months. So it's all been actual kit building, whether that's scale scenes kit, Metcalfe kits, ratio kits, etc., or indeed scratch building the road bridge here, which I'm actually quite pleased about. And you can see everything in here is it's absolutely solid. Everything's glued down this time, because obviously the last time all this area around here, none of it was actually glued down. That's how it was very easy to remove. And then obviously I've now started the rebuild, but as I say, the basic rebuild is now complete down here. So that is the update. So what I will do now is we'll get some trains running, because I know you guys like to see trains running, and we'll have a bit of a running session. So many thanks for tuning in. I hope you like and subscribe the video, and I will catch you all very, very soon. Bye.